My grandpa is an engineer, and he had a basement full of tools that I always wanted to use. And so when I would go to visit him, I would come up with projects that would allow me to learn something new, whether it was getting to use the table saw or the wood lathe or something like that.
I was always asking, questions about why things happen and how things happen. So in school, I was always more in tune with the sciences. Math was a necessary evil to me. But yeah, science, in high school I had a really fantastic AP biology teacher that really encouraged me to excel at what I enjoyed, and that really influenced me later on.
I fell in love with math, and it was the most exciting thing to me. I didn't really care for writing and stuff. I liked the math and science classes more because to me it was real world application for things or phenomena that you could observe, and to get to understand that was exciting.
So Glucosense is a glucometer for developing countries which uses test strips which are made with a regular inkjet printer. Instead of using ink in the printer, we replace the ink with dyes and enzymes.
We mostly work in Tanzania at the moment, and we've gone to their version of Radio Shack, and we want to give them something that that can empower them to take charge of their own health care.
This specific project is fascinating me because I was never good at electronics. I didn't understand circuitry. I didn't know how to program very well. So this provided the opportunity to develop those further and to teach myself, which I found is the most effective way for me to learn throughout school.
To be a good inventor, you obviously need to be very curious and always asking questions. That's the biggest thing. You want to know everything you can know about the need and about the person who's going to use the device or the manufacturer.
So my advice to young people looking to get into invention or innovation is that if you have an idea or if you have a problem that you want to solve, not to allow your inexperience or lack of knowledge on a subject to limit you. I think that's kind of the beauty of it, is you can get out and teach yourself what you need to know and become an expert on that specific problem. I think that's the best way to get into it.
You have to not just be interested in purely, the science side of things. You have to be able to look at the big picture and figure out all the puzzle pieces that it's going to take to make that complete. I think you also need to be patient, because invention does not go smoothly. There's going to be hiccups along the way, and there's going to be times that you're going to have to, start over on something that you've put a lot of time into. So you have to be able to understand that failure is going to happen, but use that to flip it and make it a success.
The biggest takeaway for me is that you should look at a problem comprehensively early on. You shouldn't, it's one thing to say, I want to solve problem X and come up with solution Y. But to think, is there a market for this problem if you're thinking of it as a business person? There are a lot of different perspectives to consider. What I really use a lot is my critical thinking. You need all of the tools that you gain during school. You'll use a variety of different things to solve the problems, whether it's a math or, reading papers, reading literature to learn about a subject that you need. So really, studying in school is building your toolkit. Once you narrow it down to a need area or a problem you're trying to solve, brainstorming gives you the opportunity to be as creative as you can be. And there's no rules in brainstorming. You can come up with whatever you want to, and no one can shoot it down, really. So it's kind of fun to come up with innovation that way. And the early prototyping phase for me, where you're just kind of trying to figure out what parts you need and how to put them together to make something functional, and for us specifically to make it so that our device can be built and maintained in developing countries, really adds another factor to that.